Welcome to Global Education Unpacked, the podcast where we explore global perspectives that are brought into the classroom. And I'm your host, Marie Lapidus, and today we have two special guests joining us from Chiapas, Mexico. And they're in the studio, which is amazing to me. This episode is recorded live at WHCM Radio, produced by Matt Byrne, and features our theme music, Mint by DJ Double Dip. So I'm going to introduce our guests, and again, I'm going to try to do their names correctly, so let's see how that goes. We're joined by Julia Hernandez Molina.
Yeah.
Did I do it?
Yes.
Excellent. And Orville Castillo Laguna.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. I'm going to stick with first names after this.
That's perfect.
Okay, they are both ESL faculty from, I might mess this up, so you might have to correct me as we do it, Universidad Autónoma de Chiapas.
Yes, that's
You're
correct.
right.
Okay, good. Who are visiting Harper College as part of our 2-week professional development exchange between Harper and UNAC. UNAC is the name of the university short version,
yeah.
right?
UNACH.
UNACH.
Yes.
UNACH. Chiapas, hello, I have to. UNACH. Okay.
Okay.
Julia has also participated in a previous virtual exchange with Harper faculty with Professor Marjorie Allen, and we're excited to hear about their journeys, their classrooms in Mexico, and how international collaboration is shaping education. I think you are my first international guests,
Wow.
actually here from somewhere else currently. Currently.
That's nice.
So
Thank you.
so I'm excited to have you here. So whoever wants to start, can you share a bit about your academic background and how you arrived at your current role at UNACH?
Well, I'll go
Ladies
first.
Always.
Okay, thank you. Well, so I have a master's degree and a bachelor's degree in English language teaching. I studied the bachelor's at UNACH. Yeah, and well, as I studied the bachelor's there, then when I finished, I just got the job there, in the same campus, which was really, really very nice. So I have been working there for about 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do any English before you started university?
Oh yes. We I enrolled in the language department, and I took classes there for about a year before I started the bachelor's.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you do any English in elementary school or high school?
Yeah, of course. We have, in the past, we had to have English classes since secondary, high school, and then the bachelor's.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's changing. So nowadays there are some schools that teach English since the kindergarten to elementary school, even public schools, because in private they always have English since they are in kindergarten. Yes. But in public schools, it has changed. So which is really, really nice.
Is it predominantly English that's being taught in Mexico, or at least in your area, or do they do other languages like French, German, any other ones?
Well, yes, we do. In our campus, we teach different languages.
Okay.
We have English for foreigners. We have French, Italian, German, Chinese. But in general, talking about the country or our state, we mainly teach English. That's one of the most.
I think here too, we have choices for kids, as they go through maybe junior high. We usually start so this is 6th, 7th grade, they're required to start taking a language. So about 12 years old.
Okay.
Some schools start earlier, obviously, some later. Private schools will start earlier. But, and usually Spanish is the language. And then when they get to high school, at least I think in our districts too, then they have some choices. They can do, French, maybe German, depends on who they have as faculty, right? So that's the, so I was just wondering, but for us, Spanish is our, you have English and we have
A challenge.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right. Orville, tell us about yourself.
Okay, so I graduated in 2012. I was 23 by that time, and I got a job in a private institution. But then I decided, why shouldn't I join to the school where I work? So I applied for the job, and I got it. And since that time, I've been working for about 9 or 10 years old, and it's been a great experience because I have been working in different parts of the university, and I'm having so much fun.
So
Yeah.
tell us how that works. Why are you working? So like our, English faculty typically, or our Spanish teaching faculty, have their own department but you do something different. So tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, because I work in the different areas of the university. For example, people who are studying architecture, I go there, I teach in English, and they have to take their courses, at least like 4 semesters or 5, depending on the career that they have.
Yes.
And sometimes I have worked in the language department that students only take English because they want to learn the language.
Right.
And maybe because different reasons, they want to travel, they want to get a scholarship or something. But that's a funny part of
Yes.
working there.
And you also teach little kids.
I used to work with little kids,
Yes.
but now as I am getting older, so it's been a little bit hard for me. So I decided to work in a secondary school. They are like teenagers. I work in the morning there, and
Yes.
I go to match in the afternoon.
Okay.
And the environment is different, right?
Yes.
Working with teenagers and young
Yes.
adults is different, but I'm having such a
Yeah.
great time.
How old are the students at UNACH? How old typically? What's your average student age?
Well, they are maybe from 17, 18 years old to 23, 22 years old. Yes. But as Orville says, it depends on the program in which they are enrolled. We have our campus has different programs. We have the language department, which is basically where we teach foreign languages. Here, students just come. We can have them from since they are 14 years old till you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have sometimes we have classes that in which we have adults and teenagers at the same time, and we have another program that is called English for Young Learners. So there we have students who are from 9 to 13 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so those classes are in the afternoons and on Saturdays.
Because they have to finish school before
Yeah.
they come.
Yeah,
Correct.
exactly.
But in the language department, it's like here, so you can see a student 15 years old and 40 years old. So it's because they want to learn the language.
Right, right. We do, so we consider our, the typical student is considered, 18 to 22. But actually, I think our average age on campus is about 26 and older. So we have older working population coming in, getting certificates, and particularly in our career programs, who are changing careers or maybe enhancing their career, trying to move forward in their career. And then we have what everybody considers a typical transfer student, right, who come in. So you're a university, so you do all 4 years. We only do 2 years, so that they come in and they do the 2 years.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay, so how did you get inspired to be ESL teachers?
Shall I go? Okay. I remember when I was in secondary school, my English teacher told me an experience of when he traveled to Los Angeles, I think. And I said to myself, I want to travel one day, and I think that could be the way, learning English to come here. But I wasn't that good in English, in the subject, because I don't know, I couldn't learn that. But when I took a summer course in English, it was fun. I found a fantastic English teacher, and I took the course, summer course, and then I kept studying for about 1 year, and then I started producing. And that's why. But I could say that at the end I became an English teacher by mistake, because I didn't know I was going to finish teaching English. But I really like it, and I enjoy it.
And I'm in teaching. I don't know if it's by mistake, but it was not the path I
Yeah,
took.
of course.
Right. I've been corporate, and I've done all these other things, and I got into teaching, even though I think when I was really little, I wanted to be a teacher. Like people ask you, what do you want to be, a teacher, doctor, all those kind of things. but I didn't get here in a teaching path at all. And when I think about education, I don't consider myself like an academic, even though I am. We're all academics, but I think of myself as like business faculty. I don't think of myself as a academic faculty, so maybe it's just attitude.
Well, yeah. Well, in my case, something similar happened. Like I had many different options. Like I didn't know what to study, and so but in Mexico we don't have colleges. Like you just finish the high school and then you just go to university.
Yes.
And since the very first semester, you need to know what is like your goal. Like if you want to be an architect or an engineer or a teacher. And well, I had different options in my mind. I wanted to be a doctor or a psychologist or a chef, and as I couldn't choose, and I have a very nice teacher who inspired me a lot. I really liked the way he explained the topics. He made everything so easy. So and I used to have good grades, so I said like, oh, okay, so I'm not gonna make a mess, so I will just go and study English. Yeah, but I don't regret my choice because I think it's the best I could have done, because I really love teaching. I love being with my students, like, and learning from them also. Yeah, they teach you a lot of things. Yeah,
Absolutely,
so
absolutely. What is unique about teaching English in your area, in Chiapas?
Okay, as Chiapas is a beautiful state, it has.
So tell us where it is, because I think people don't know. Like, we're talking like everybody knows where Chiapas is. So let's give a little bit of a location.
Okay, in our state, it is in the south of Mexico. We are with the border of Guatemala. So and we are very alike as Guatemalan people, like culture, food, and all those stuff.
Okay.
And in our state, there are many different people, like communities that speak different languages, and some of them they come to UNACH to study, and that's a challenge for us because they have no idea about the language. They don't know English, so we try to inspire them. Okay, you have to do this and this. And for instance, as this is not their first language, so it's a little bit harder for them. But
Right.
that's where magic comes from us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And well, also something that can be special about teaching English in Chiapas is that if our students know English, they get more job opportunities.
Oh, okay.
So that is something really important, because if they know English, they can just get better positions at work, or they can just move to a touristic area and they can work there. So I think that is really important, because like I don't know, like it helps them a lot, like to grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of tourism in Chiapas?
Yes, yeah. In Chiapas, there's a lot of tourism. We have a lot of nature. Like there are a lot of we have mountains. There are rivers, waterfalls, and we have 2 volcanoes. And yeah, but in the city where UNACH, or where our campus is, that city is not really touristic.
Okay.
But if we travel like 4 minutes. We go to San Cristobal, or we have a Chiapa de Corzo, which it is a town that is like 20 minutes far from Tuxtla. Yeah, so yeah, we have a lot of tourism in the whole state.
That's great. That's great. And so, I mean, it definitely helps students. I mean, I found that pretty everywhere you go around the world, English is kind of the first one people go to. Like, what do you speak? English? Okay, we can do English. If not English, then you start going to other languages. Like, what else can you speak, right, to be able to communicate?
Yes.
But English is one of the ones that's becoming rather universal around the world, and
Yeah, it's really important.
it is really important. So, what are your students like? I mean, you said you have a lot of students who come in. Absolutely. Do they even know? Do they speak Spanish, or do they speak their own?
They do, and actually that's what it makes more interesting, because I remember I had a student. He was from a town, I don't remember the name, but he his first language was Auxil. And when I was given the lesson, teacher, that language is, English is like my own language. And he was very clever, and that called my attention.
Yeah.
And then he applied for a scholarship, and he went abroad. I don't know if to the United States or Canada, but he was a very clever guy. And the very first day, they are like a shy, but I try to motivate him that
Right.
you can do this, you will have these advantages of learning a language, and they try to be
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, absolutely. What are some challenges in teaching English?
Well, I could say that a challenge is that there are not enough opportunities to practice the language. Yeah, because as I said before, Tuxtla is not a touristic city, so our students need to move to different towns to practice. And that is something kind of difficult because they just practice English in the classroom, and then when they leave school, they just use Spanish.
Right.
Yeah, so that is one challenge that, or well, not challenge, but well, no, it is a challenge.
It is a challenge.
Yeah, because we need to motivate them to use English like after school.
Right.
Like when I tell them, like, okay, switch your cell phone into English, or I don't know, read books in English, like use the social media in English, look for different texts. I don't know, like
That's really great. Like, that's actually really, I need to do that. That's a really good idea to learn language,
Yes.
is to do all of your
We have technology.
technology to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, and
Technology
use
to
it in
do that.
favor.
Yeah, and then, so that kind of ties us into the next thing. So you did a virtual exchange with
Yeah.
Harper, with Professor Marjorie Allen. So how was that? Because that does give you opportunity for your
Yes.
students to practice some English, right?
Yes, that's why I when I heard about this program, I decided just to take it because my students can have like opportunities to practice with other people, with native speakers, or maybe. Well, I know now that like here, like you have people from different countries, different cultures, so they can learn more.
Right.
Yeah. So I have been working with Marjorie for 2 semesters, and the first time we had online sessions, like virtual sessions. Sorry. My students just like had the opportunity to talk to Marjorie's students, but what it makes it really interesting is that Marjorie is teaching Spanish and I am teaching English. So her students communicate in Spanish, and my students use English to communicate.
They
So
both practice.
yeah, so they can practice both languages, and my students were really happy to teach them like some new words, or like we have like these diminutives like colochito, bonito, and the Harper students were like really impressed or amazed because of this.
Right.
Yeah, so it is a very good opportunity, and my students were really motivated.
Yes.
Like, they could miss any of my classes except
That
those ones when we had
ones.
to do this.
To do the exchange. And you, how did you do it? Through Zoom, or what was the?
Yes,
Okay.
we used Zoom.
Okay.
And sometimes when, last semester, our schedules didn't match, so we used other platforms. We started
Okay.
using Flip, and then we moved to Padlet.
Okay.
They had to upload videos talking about maybe their families or their routines, their hobbies. And then they had to like just to reply like with a text or with another video. So we tried to keep it like interactive.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, so very doable between different time zones, between different
Yes.
schedules. You don't have to even be live together. I mean, live
Yeah.
together obviously is better.
Yes.
Yeah, in person, physically is best. Then, if you can do it online, right, in person, that's good. And then you can do it even not online
Yes.
But
together, but
interactive.
you're still interactive, right?
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
fantastic. And I think, that's I think it's great for people to hear that there are different, like when people say, well, how am I going to do that? It's very doable.
Yes.
It is very doable.
Yeah, and especially because for us it's really expensive to travel.
Yes.
Like coming to the States is really, really very expensive, so not everybody can afford that.
Right.
So having these virtual exchanges help us a lot because you're not spending anything, just like your internet.
Right.
You use Facebook, like you use
Right.
internet all the time.
Yes.
So why not to use it in a positive way?
Exactly. Are your students, do they have all the technology? Like, do they have smartphones? Is
Yeah.
it computers? How do they?
Yeah, they use they can use their cell phones, their laptops, but at our campus we have a computer lab.
Okay.
So like when we did these the Zoom sessions with Marjorie, my students just went to the computer lab and they had everything like headphones, cameras, so they could do like this exchange.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Were they excited?
Yeah, really, really very excited.
I think that's great, right? And they
Yes.
can learn about not just, they can see some culture too. Like when
Yes.
yes, it's not as immersive, like I said, as a study abroad, but it's still some immersion, better than nothing.
Yes.
I think, right?
Totally.
Totally. Okay. So what kind of curriculum methods do you use to get students engaged? What are some fun things do you do in class to get them? Well, I know he's like, I do a lot of stuff.
And
So
my
tell us
kids, I
about it.
I really like games, playing
Yes.
games, even if they are adults. They don't care. They want to play if we play like hot potato, like tic-tac, or any game. So they have so much fun, and they say, "Teacher, let's play again, please." Because they remember the words, all the vocabulary, even they are practicing grammar.
Yeah.
But I always do it like as a wrap-up activity, so they can have fun, or the next day as a warm-up to activate it and
Yes.
have so much fun and have a review of the topic. I really like it. And the very first day, I don't talk about rules. I don't talk about projects. Only a semicircle. I talk. Okay, the class is going to be like this. We're going to have so much fun and listen to my student experience. What do they expect from me, from the class?
Right.
I really like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like to do the same. I like to know what my students expect from the class, what they expect to learn. But also, I always use the first class to get my students know each other, at least their names, to see if they have something in common. Because I believe if we have a good classroom atmosphere, everything works.
Right.
So that's what I do. And also, I like to know them, like what are their likes, their preferences, and I use all that information in my classes, so they feel like they are in a safe space, and we talk about what they like. Like imagine if I bring maybe a reading about the Beatles, maybe they are not interested in the Beatles
Maybe
anymore.
they want Taylor Swift or
Yeah,
something.
a better choice. Yeah. So
Yeah, well,
that's what I
that
do.
I think just shows our age.
Because some students, they don't know who the Beatles were.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
But then you should bring the Beatles in because they should know the Beatles.
Yeah.
As we are in a radio station, let's talk about the greats,
Yeah.
Any unexpected or funny moments happen in class that you want to share with us?
A lot.
I have one that I would like to share. I went to my classroom and a kid told me, "Teacher, I saw you at the mall on Sunday." Okay, and why you didn't say hello to me? Because you were not wearing your uniform. Sometimes we are.
Uniforms?
I mean, at school, yes, I have my uniform. It was a kid. I have my uniform.
Oh, wow.
I think that for kids, we are like superheroes. Imagine like Batman, Spider-Man without their uniform, so they wouldn't.
You're not
I
the
really like
superhero.
that experience. Yeah.
Maybe we should have Harper uniforms.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they have to make one for girls because typically they just buy, t-shirts and sweatshirts, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, this is not what I wear. Like, I need a something stylish.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, I cannot think of a specific example, but whenever we play something like when we play games, something happens. Like what I really like to do is I don't know if you call it the same here. It's like the whisper. So the students just make a line and they just think about.
Oh, we call it telephone.
Oh, okay.
Telephone. I think. I mean, I'm an immigrant too, so but I think it's telephone.
It's a whisper game.
Yeah, so we call it the whisper game, but well, it's the same. But what I do is that I just leave a piece of paper at the front. I just ask my students to sit into lines, and then the first person has to think of something or to answer one question I make.
Yeah.
And then when I say go, they start whispering the sentence, and when the last person has it, like, they just run and write. So it's a lot of fun because generally they understand something different. We have a lot of fun, yeah, and at the same time, like, they are practicing their listening, their
Right.
pronunciation. and all that
Exactly.
stuff, yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I would
Do they
like.
fight?
Yeah, sometimes like,
What happens?
that wasn't correct. Yeah.
I wanna steal some of your ideas that you guys are doing. I just have to adjust them to like an online classroom.
Yeah.
So you're here on a 2-week professional exchange.
Mhm.
So what were you? Is this your first of all? I should ask. Is this your first time to the U.S. or no?
Okay, in my case, this is my third time.
Third time.
Yeah, and this is my first time.
First
in
time
the United
in the United States. So first time in the Chicagoland area. Where did you go before?
Okay, when I was in college, I went to Lakewood, Pennsylvania. I worked in a summer camp. I really enjoyed the experience. And a couple of years, I went to Arkansas. I applied with 15 more teachers from Mexico.
Okay.
We took courses, lessons, and everything. And the good thing is that we shared the classroom with some Iraqis people. And I learned a lot from their culture and everything, because they were teachers as well.
Yes.
They told us about their classes, and we told them about our classes. We
Yeah.
had a wonderful moment.
I did 3 exchanges, virtual exchanges with Iraq, and with the Kurdish universities.
Oh, because some people in the north, they speak Arabic, and the others speak Kurdish.
Yes,
caught
and
my attention.
and so mine spoke both. And at the universities they did too, but they were in the Kurdish area, so the universities were in the Kurdish area. It was fantastic experience. I've made like such great connections.
Yeah, because in our mind we had something different, but when they show us a video about Iraq, it's a beautiful place.
Beautiful.
They have a lot of food, and I was amazed by that.
It was amazing. I got pictures of it, and I was just like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
I'm like that now, like taking pictures of everything.
Yes, absolutely. So you're doing this professional development. Tell us a little bit about this program that you're doing here.
Well, yeah. Well, the aim of the program is like to learn more about each other. Like we are observing different classes. We are also knowing more about the culture. And what was it on April? On April, I guess.
Spring?
Yeah, Marjorie and Allison, the teachers with whom we're gonna work, they went to Chiapas, and they had that opportunity too. They observed different classes. They gave like a workshop to our students, and also they learned some cultural things about our state. So we would like to have these, but not just for teachers, but maybe in the future, like we can have some like exchange with students that come here, or some students from Harvard that go to our university, like in order that like to learn.
Yes, absolutely. So have you been to Chicago? To the city. So what did you see? What did you see?
It was beautiful. We were downtown.
Well, it's not hot for you guys. It's been very warm for us Chicago people here during this time of this podcast. But for you guys, this is normal temperature, right?
Tuxtla is hotter than here.
Hotter, to be honest. But we walked a lot. We visited the most important places. We went to Harry Potter. I think it's not a museum, right? It's a store.
Yes. It's an important place, Harry Potter. How about the Art Institute? Have we hit up the Art Institute or no? Harry Potter, not the Art Institute. No. Did you see the bean?
Yeah, we went to the
Yes, the bean, of course.
Lots of pictures
took
there.
pictures, and what I really enjoyed the most, it was the deck, what's the name?
The sky deck.
The sky
in Willis
was
Tower.
beautiful. We
Yeah.
had a great
Oh, you
view
went to
from
the
there.
Willis Tower.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we went to
Yes.
Willis Tower. We went to Navy Pier
Yes.
during the day. What else? I took the architecture.
The boat tour?
Yes,
Oh,
I really love
those
it.
are
It was
awesome.
I'm. In fact, I made a video call with my mom, and I was like, "Mom, look, everything here is
Yeah.
gorgeous." Yeah.
Yes, Chicago is a beautiful
Yes.
city. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, and it
like
is-
architecturally, you know.
And it
really
is
lovely.
totally different as our city, right? Like we just have one tall building.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Like we have
Yeah, I have a lot.
tons of tall buildings.
Yes.
Your area is probably not as.
No,
Yeah.
no, we just have one. Like it's called Chiapas Tower,
Uh-huh.
but that is the tallest in the city, I guess. And we have like 2 apartments. What's the name of those? But I don't remember. But
Luxury towers,
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
but those are apartments. Yeah.
Do you said you have 2 volcanoes? Do you have earthquakes there too?
All the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
If it is an earthquake, like people, okay, don't go out. We are used to
Yeah,
to
we're
feel
used to
them.
having earthquakes. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Because
Well,
there's
that's
also-
why you don't want to have tall buildings. You know, like why have
Yeah.
those when they're gonna fall on your head? So.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes, but
So
we normally
constant,
have-
like all the time.
Well, once in a while, but we
Yes.
are used to that.
Yeah.
Because there are many mountains on the
Yes.
coast, so
So
That's
you
why
get.
we have
Oh
earthquakes,
wow.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an earthquake here once when I was in high school. So like maybe when I was like 16, and nobody would believe me. I was in my living room and I'm like, wait, there's like everything is moving, and then I went into the kitchen room. I'm like, I think we just had an earthquake. My mom's like, no, it's just a big truck that passed. I'm just like, and then they announced it on the news that we had like we don't have earthquakes.
sometimes when there are many earthquakes, we put a glass of water, and then if it moves, it means that there's an earthquake.
There's,
Yeah, but we don't panic. We're like,
Right.
okay, just if it shakes like too hard, like, we
Right.
just leave the house. But if not, it's like, oh, there's an earthquake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the
totally
first-
different culture.
Yes.
I'd probably be like, oh my God, the earth is shaking. Okay, tell us more about coffee and chocolate. Oh, my 2 favorite things. Please tell us more about coffee and chocolate in Chiapas and how you're famous for that. So,
I was living in a place called Cacahuatan. Cacahuatan means cocoa, place of cocoa, and you see where they grow coffee everywhere. If you walk in the street, it smells like coffee, and
Wow.
it's beautiful and really
Yeah.
cheap. That's
Yeah.
in the mountains. That
and
place.
fresh.
And the good thing is that it rains the whole year, from January till December.
Okay.
That's what it makes a good coffee.
Yes, it makes good coffee.
Yeah.
Do you just like yank them off the bush?
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
People have in their yards. They have. You can take pictures. You can go, and actually there are some restaurants that they sell the coffee there
Yeah,
for
okay.
tourist people.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but we also have the pozol.
Yeah. What is that?
Pozol is a typical drink from Chiapas. It's made of corn and cocoa and cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. In the center of the city, you have it. No, not the city, but in the center of the state, we have that drink cold. But in the north part of Chiapas, they might have it cold or hot.
Okay.
So if you go to Chiapas, you need to drink the pozol and the cochino.
That's our Starbucks.
Yeah.
Listen, I was, and I still am a Starbucks fan because I think they're just business-wise, their model is a great idea. But every place I go when I travel, the key is to find the coffee shops to try all the different coffees around. And I used to have a candy store, so chocolate is a passion to find good chocolate and just different varieties and how people make them. And do you do the drinking chocolate in Chiapas? Isn't that what the Mayans and all of that? That was their big was to drink the chocolate, like the drinking chocolate. It's so delicious.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have some local stores that they produce their own and they sell it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is really, really very cheap.
Yeah.
In Chiapas.
The problem is that as it is too hot, so in my case I don't drink it only in rainy days. I have
Yeah.
my chocolate.
You have
because
your
of the
chocolate.
heat.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it's hard to have a chocolate bar because it's, so you have to drink it because it's too hot to keep chocolate bars
Yes.
and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. So, favorite dish to cook or eat?
Okay, in my case it is the pozole.
What is that?
Pozole. It's like a soup. You put like corn and you can put chicken or pork, right?
Pork also.
And that's usually to celebrate our Independence Day. But when
Okay.
we eat the pozole, it means that we are going
Something
to eat pozole like
special.
3 days. We have a
You
big
make a big pot?
Okay, pozole on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's my favorite.
And we
Yeah.
generally have it in special occasions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like September
Does
or
it take a
Christmas.
long time to make? Is that the?
Yeah, kind
is it-
of.
Yeah.
It takes a long time, but it is not as difficult to make it.
Okay.
Yeah, and in my case, I really love tacos. That's my favorite food. Yeah, I really love tacos, and I like cooking, so I know how to prepare them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask because I know different areas have different opinions. So corn or flour tortillas?
Corn.
Corn. You guys are the corn side.
Yeah.
Corn, and the flour is like that's not real.
But
That's
the
not.
flour are good.
Yeah, we do it every day.
Yeah,
try with
yesterday that we went to a restaurant, we had like fried tortillas, like the ones you have in nachos. Yeah, and I was surprised, like they taste differently, but they are really,
They're good.
really, really very delicious. I really like them.
Okay, and then if somebody was coming to Chiapas for the first time, where do they need to go? What are the places that like absolutely you have to visit?
Okay, I would say that 3 places.
Yeah.
Is San Cristobal de las Casas Chiapas, which is a magical town, Palenque, where you will find the ruins, and Cañón del Sumidero Canyon. These are the 3 places. It's like going to Italy, like the
It's like the
Pisa
land.
Tower, Rome. If you don't go, so you didn't go to Italy.
Yes.
So for sure you have to go to these 3 places. I don't know if Julia.
Yeah, the same. Like San Cristobal is like the favorite a place to visit there because it is it's architecture. It's really very beautiful. It's colonial architecture.
Okay.
So it's totally different to what we have in Tuxtla, for example. And
The weather is awesome.
because there
it's
it's
cold.
really
It's high.
cold.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
As the city is in the mountain, it is really cold. So Tuxtla is super hot, and San Cristobal is really cold.
Okay, so describe for us Americans what you consider really cold, because I think we're going to have a totally different
I don't
perception
know.
of what really cold is like.
Maybe 18 Celsius degrees.
For us, that's like when it's December, it's like in 10. When it's December, but
Yeah.
for us, that's cold. Not for you.
Yeah.
10 is like 45, 50, something
we
like
wear
that.
jackets for us because we're
Yeah,
not
you're
super
probably
weather.
like
Yes.
bundled up, yes.
Yeah.
So just so everybody knows what you mean by cold.
Yes. Yeah. In another place, it's like the Cascadas de Agua Azul. That's the name. I don't remember where it is located.
It is in. No, the name is Agua Azul.
Agua Azul, that's the name.
That's the name.
Okay, but those are
waterfalls.
waterfalls, but they
Yeah.
are impressive. They are really big. Like we have, or there are like different or a lot of waterfalls. Yeah, and the picture is amazing. Yeah, so if you go to Chiapas, you need to go to that place.
Yes.
Cascadas de Agua
So
Azul.
you see monkeys there, mango,
Yes.
many mangoes.
Oh yeah, we have lots of fruit.
Fruits.
We have a
Yes.
lot of mango.
Yeah.
Yeah, Allison and Marjorie, the professors were eating mango all the day. Like,
And they were
I would eat mango all day
And
long.
they were taking pictures to all
Yeah.
the
yeah,
mangoes
we have mango
there.
trees in the campus.
Yeah.
So it's very
That's
nice. Like you
fantastic.
don't even buy it. Like you just take it from the trees and you eat them.
I went to Panama and to see a site, a study abroad site, and one of the things we drove to different places, we would go to, rest stops, so like a gas station. The best pineapple I've ever had. And in the United States, you would not think that at a gas station, but there it was like they just sold fresh pineapple, like chunks, like in a little, and it was delicious. It was the best like you would never find it here like that. Would never find it here like that. So
yeah, that's what we were talking when we were walking downtown. We saw some vendors selling watermelon and mangoes.
And we wanted, like, I want watermelon.
Yeah, but we were like, they look different than the ones we have.
Right, color.
Yeah. Well, watermelon's okay here. It depends, I'm assuming, where they bring it from, but, I'm a big watermelon person. I love watermelon.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love watermelon. It's like my summer thing. I can't wait for summer to, like, I have one sitting on my counter, like, every day there's watermelon involved.
Yeah. we have a belief in I don't know if it's in whole Mexico, but in Chiapas we do that for dinner you cannot have watermelon. Like if you eat watermelon for dinner, you can die. That's what people say. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Is it because it fills you up with all the water?
But you can have 10 tacos for dinner.
But more watermelon.
But 10
now I'm going to have that in my head, and I'm going to be like, wait, I don't know if I should be having watermelon. I usually have it like after dinner.
Yeah.
Like it's refreshing. It's great.
Yes, it's delicious.
Yeah, it's delicious. All right, well, let me ask you one last question. We didn't have it on the forms. So if a student was thinking about coming to do a study abroad, whenever it's set up or whenever there's one available, what would you tell them to be prepared for? What would be something that would be a culture shock maybe for them that they should be aware of when they come to Chiapas?
Like people, people sometimes don't respect like your space. Like we really like to hug, to kiss. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you are my friend or if you are a total stranger. We normally like give a hug or a kiss. Like when somebody introduces to another person, is like, oh hi, how are you? And you So that might be shocking because for some cultures, like they really like to have their personal space.
Yeah.
Yes. And
I think even if they are walking and you don't know the people, they will say, "Hey, how are you?" Like if you were friends for many years, that could be the most important, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so everybody knows now, the most welcoming place. Everybody's going to hug you and appreciate that you're here.
There is a famous phrase in indigenous language called Soxil that it is like Boon Chiapas. It means I am Chiapas. Very famous.
Yes.
Chiapas. I
Yes.
didn't know
Boon Chiapas.
Oh, look at that. You learned something.
Boon Chiapas.
There you go. Thank you so much for coming here and doing this podcast. It's fantastic to have somebody here live from a different country. So look how awesome this is. So truly appreciate it. Thank you both, Julia and Orville, for sharing your stories and perspectives with us today. If you enjoyed our conversation, please like us and follow us on Instagram at Global Ed Unpacked. You can also watch the recorded show on our YouTube channel at Global Education Unpacked and listen to the audio version on your favorite podcast platform once everything gets put on there. This episode was recorded at WHCM Radio in Palatine, Illinois, produced by Matt Byrne, and features the theme music as you're listening to it by DJ Double Dip. It's called Mint. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep exploring the world through education.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
listening to the award-winning WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees, celebrating 20 years on air at Harper College.
Hey Harper, it's Vicky with your weekly campus rundown. If you're looking for something to do this week that's a little off the beaten path, you're in the right place. Tuesday, June 24th, unplug and unwind in the gaming lounge. We're talking lo-fi beats, free coloring pages, and a chill space to reset. That's from 12 to 4 p.m. in the Health and Rec Center in Building M. Wednesday, June 25th, take a walk literally. It's Rec on the Go, a midday campus stroll with Campus Rec. Meet in the quad, bring a friend, and just let the sunshine do its thing. Thursday, June 26th is a double feature. Listen up. First, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., check out the Summer Cookout Series on the North Patio outside Building A. This week, Asian cuisine. Fresh, flavorful, and ready when you are. Then, at 7:30 p.m., catch Michelle Thomas and Soul Meme at the Harper Summer Concert Series. It's all going down at the Indoor-Outdoor Pavilion near Building D. Think smooth vocals, summer air, and a blanket on the grass. Oh, and it's free. Friday, June 27th, the stars are calling, literally. The Hernandez Observatory is open from 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. And if you're into space, quiet wonder, or just want a moment to breathe, this is it. Want to dig a little deeper? Head to events.harpercollege.edu. That's your week at Harper. Whatever you're into, music, movement, or just want some mellow vibes, there's a little something waiting for you.
This is Nora from What's the Word, and you're listening to Harper Radio.
Have you heard about Harper Honors and Phi Theta Kappa? Honors provides a community unlike any other on campus by encouraging and enhancing learning. And, best of all, it doesn't load you up with any extra work. PTK is the official honor society for two-year colleges, and with Harper Honors, they ensure academic success with scholarships and other opportunities. For more information, just go online and look up the Harper Honors College Tour.
Hey, we are the band Joywave, and you are listening to 88.3 WHCM Harper Radio. Radio done differently.
Hey, buddy, are you free to hang out tonight?
Sorry, no can do. I got the night shift.
Boss got you working late, huh?
Not at all. It's the night shift on Harper Radio. A full night devoted to the alternative and experimental. You'll hear everything from psychedelic rock to reggae, from classic hip-hop to old-school folk.